What's up guys, today I'll be talking about bonds and how they work. So to access bonds, you're going to have to go to the battle and then click on the bond. Now basically bonds are key to your character's battle power. Now in order to activate them though, that's another thing. You have to activate bonds by clearing bond training stages as well as meeting the requirement. So let's take a look at the characters I didn't do. So for Ichibe's first bond, you need to complete the bond training stage 5, and you must have obtained a 3-star, as well as you must do the requirement. But as you see, the text often cuts off, and there is a simple way to fix that. So I'm going to show you guys a trick that you should all know if you're going to be working on bonds, because half the time you can't even see what the rest of the text is showing. So guys, now that I made my screen bigger, I can show you the trick. So when you normally hover over it, it does get cut off. But if you basically hover off, for instance, if you're on your Chrome browser, or you basically click on the options. Now while you're hovering over this menu, just go over to either whichever tooltip you're trying to access, and make sure you click. Alright, so after you hover over, you click. Now it's going to show up at the top, and it will show you only Ichibe and main character will be in the battle. Win battle bond stage 5, and remaining HP is no more than 50% of total HP. And that's basically the trick for figuring out all these bonds. I'm gonna do it with everything just so you guys know it works. I mean, even it tells you that you have to have bond training stage 5 with a 3-star. Let's go to a different partner. Let's scroll all the way down. Now you can go to the last bond for Quincy Oryu. Only Berserk Renji main character join the battle. Win battle bond training stage 7, and damage dealt is no more than 25% of total damage. So now that I showed you this helpful trick, we can move on to the rest of the tutorial. So the first thing that you will need to know is you basically have to start clearing stages from the first stage and until you reach the 9th one. And basically there is a 1-star requirement, 2nd star, 3rd star requirement. There are 3 different requirements, and they do get harder the further you go. So since I cleared the stages, you won't see it, but let's go to the 8th one for instance, or is this the 7th one? For 2-star condition, you need to have at least 3 characters throughout the battle and 2 of the female partners to survive. So these bonds will take up a lot of your time, and often you will basically have to have no Zanpakuto. You have to basically just be switching around a lot. You're gonna have to either take off gear, take off partners. As long as you meet the certain requirements, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, if it says no less than 80% HP, then the whole team has to have above 80% HP. As well as if it says the main character can do no more than 70% of total damage, the main character has to do less than 70% damage. Basically, it's pretty all straightforward stuff. And the bonds do get harder the further you go. Some of the requirements are ridiculous as well. But upon completing a certain amount of stars, you can click here the star reward. And on the star reward, you basically can redeem this for reaching a certain amount of stars from all the bonds. You can get extra bond fragments from this. I need 1 more star just to get the next one, but it's gives me 902. Let me refresh the page because it bugged out for some reason. I'm very sorry about that, guys. I think it just bugged out because I went off the browser and clicked. But basically, the more stars you get, the more bond fragments you'll be getting. Then you also have this daily skill fragment thing, and you have to be doing this every day. So if you don't have Shinigami Agent, you're going to be getting 1 free training a day. But if you have Shinigami Agent active, then you're allowed to get 2 free gold trainings a day. Now, I always say that Shinigami Agent is so worth getting, especially because it will help you get bonds done a lot faster. Now, based on how many stars you get, that's how many different bond skill fragments you'll be getting from the training. So it's always good to keep doing bonds as long as you think you can do the requirements yourself. Now, upon looking at the bond training stages itself, let's go to the attribute bonus. So when you have your whole formation, hovering over the character will show you what the bonds do and what characters you need for the bonds. Now this is basically your bond partner formation, and you can stick any partner in there. You might not even need them for a bond, but you could just have them in there. The only problem is if you have them in the bond partner formation and you want to swap them out in your actual formation, you're going to have to get rid of them first and then swap everything around. So a lot of these partners require the same characters I could get a Hallowed Ichigo and a Suzabimaru Renji, Berserk Rukia, or not Berserk Rukia, Bankai Rukia, a Hikifune. This is Tavern Byakuya. I mean, Ichibei needs a goddamn Mugetsu, so basically some bonds are ridiculous, and some of them are really good though, based on the stats they'll be giving you. So we talked about the bond partner formation. Let's look at the actual bonds. So if you want to check out other partners, you can click on check all, and they'll have every single partner's bonds that you could check out for yourself. Shinshiro Kenpachi apparently doesn't have it until you go to Nozarashi, but let's just go over the bonds. I will try to help you guys out. I'll try to do the Ichibei's stage 5 bond. He basically has to have less AF, no more than 50% HP, so less than that, and we'll be able to complete it. So the bond trainings themselves are pretty straightforward. When it comes to doing an actual challenge, you have to have no Zanpakuto and no body in your formation. You must strictly have the partner that you're doing a challenge for and your main. That's it. No Zanpakuto, nothing else. So let's go again to bonds after we take everything off. So now we have Ichibei. Now let's do the trick that I showed you earlier. So he needs to be in the formation with the main character only. Win bond stage training 5 and remaining HP is no more than 50% of total HP. So we're gonna have to basically start stripping a lot of gear, because I know this is very low level stuff. I'm going to have to basically get rid of my mains gear, more than likely, and ditch a lot of Ichibei's pieces, because I'm pretty sure that he's gonna just be too strong for this. And basically bonds are trial and error, so you're not gonna succeed the first time unless you did some very careful planning. And bonds are different for everybody else, because not everyone else has the same battle power as you, same equipment, same partner, same strength. Everyone is unique, therefore you're gonna have to be messing around with this yourself. And so the easiest way to do this is skip battle and just keep checking the battle stats. So we had Ichibei at 7% HP, the main was at 0%, and we still won. Now we have to see if we actually did the requirement. I mean, actually did it. Wow, we did it first try. We did it first try, and there you have it. So we have the first bond active, but when the bond is active, it was gonna say activated, and therefore we don't see that. So in order for us to get this bond active, we have to recruit Suzabimaru Renji and put him either in your form, in your own formation, which is the in battle, and it will show up here, or we would need to stick him in here. Unfortunately, I don't think I have Suzabimaru Renji, but let's just check it out if I can even recruit the. So I could get the non-upgraded version, and I would actually be pretty close to getting him. But basically, I'll have to recruit him, and then we will be able to get him. And the bond will be active. So it's always good to work on bonds. Let's put up the formation back again. It's pretty straightforward as far as bonds go. The trickiest part is just meeting all the requirements. And now we have to stick all the gear back. So Ichibei did have the Cyclone set, and the main had the pretty bad level 80 Relampagla set. Give him the wrong piece. There we go. Everything's back to normal. So let's go back to the bonds themselves. Upon putting all this, you can see this is now lit up. And when it's lit up and not dim, it means that you basically have the bond unlocked. But if it has a golden border around it, it means that the bond is currently activated. That's the best way you could figure it out. Now, I've been recently working on Namaya's damage buff, because he has been helping me out a lot on Hollow Souls, and he's my finisher for my PvP formation. So by getting the bond level 18, he gets 9% physical attack and 9% Kido attack while having Bankai Rukia. I would highly recommend you to do all the bonds that require damage, that give damage, damage rate, Kido attack, as well as speed to any of your assaulters and supports. And for your Vanguard, you really want to get the HP ones. That's it. Ichibei only has 2 HP ones that I have to eventually get. Hikifune has the damage rate buff that is very important. And Berserk Renji has very good mods, and they're very easy to get, because he gets crit rate from this one, which lets him go over the cap, and he has physical attack from Jevskin and Chad. So it's very easy. Bonds in the end are very important. Don't neglect bonds. They are the difference between you being faster than somebody in PvP or you doing more damage than the other guy. So Very helpful. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, found it helpful at all. Thank you guys for watching. Suggest any more tutorials you guys want to see, and have a great day.